Well, see, the song says I get it, but when you look at LW Blue picking this map, I don't think I really get it, Monty. You know, for once, I might not get it.
Wow, crowd is just nuts in here today. Yeah, I don't get it either, Doa, but this means that, you know, when we look at today, it was even more important that LW Blue win control because their choices were, you know, they've got Eichenwald, which you do not want to play Runaway on. That's like the worst map to play Runaway on in Hybrid. And you have Hollywood, which we haven't seen a lot from really any teams this season. Hollywood's actually been very unpopular to select. And then the other choice, of course, was Kings Row, which LW Blue has not proved that they are particularly strong on.
Yeah.
So LW Blue mixing it up this time, and on attack looks like they may be going for their sort of renowned pocket pick of the Zenyatta. They really do like playing Zen, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And otherwise, Runaway playing a pretty standard composition here, except no Soldier. Of course, Haksal will be on the Genji instead, so not a lot of high ground poke possible with this team. It's going to be a lot about breaking Reinhardt shields and fighting in the trenches on the low ground for Runaway.
LW Blue swapping off of that Zenyatta. Looks like they're not confident going with that. I like it for some maps. It's a little bit trickier on Kings Row lately, but they're not going to go with it.
Well,
Sabe will be on the Road Dogg this time.
LW Blue should be able to win the Reinhardt shield wars. They have the higher DPS
That's right.
to break the shield with them, because Genji's overall DPS is actually pretty low.
Flower doing a ton of damage on this. McCree already, bumper low, he's gone. And that's a good flashbang from Flower. I guess it's time to carry on McCree.
I guess it is, Doa. They weren't actually stacked up very well behind the Reinhardt shield.
Yeah.
Positioning not working out very well.
That was odd. That was really odd because he was able, Flower was able to just
He
kind
got a
of
lot of damage onto the back line.
He just walked up and shot people and there was no shield in the way. So I think a bit of a miscommunication maybe for the positioning for Runaway, but that is not something you normally see from Kaiser.
Yeah, positioning. Well, yeah, it's not Kaiser's fault if people are not behind, behind his shield, right?
Sure, but I mean, it almost seemed like he was just expecting LW Blue to come from the different angle. It didn't seem like he was angled correctly.
Yeah, you do get a little bit nervous too that an antibiotic grenade is going to come in there and
that is true.
Really disrupt you. But it will be
speed walking, and they gave the nano boost to Janice. I think that was supposed to go onto the McCree there.
It's another weird nano boost.
Yeah,
that's a big waste right there.
I think that was supposed to be the good old electric cowboy, and then Reinhardt's big body got in the way.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, Doa, but still another strange nano boost mistake made by LW Blue, which in isolation wouldn't be that bad, but when you compound it with all of the nano boosts that have gone awry in their last couple of matches, then it becomes some more damning evidence for sure. Sabe will be on the side now, looking for that whole hog. And Kaiser going to come on in.
Yeah, good Earth Shatter to start things off with the sound barrier, though, preventing them from getting those kills. Cox does take down Janice, though. Kaiser, whoa, he goes all the way through the fight. That's how you get to the back lines if you're Reinhardt.
I don't think he wanted to go that far.
It worked out. It was just a distraction, man. His teammates get the kills.
Wow, he's actually living through this. I mean,
was
Runner is here with him, and the rest of his team manages to catch up, so great support for the Reinhardt. And they even get a D-suit and then a late kill on Demeko. So they follow up. And Runaway's been playing great as a team, not letting Kaiser, even though it looked like he had gone way too deep there, just coming and following in after his charge and making sure he stays alive.
I mean, but that's just the thing we were talking about earlier that Runaway does, is they get into these fights where you're like, all right, well, that's a problem, and then somehow they just brawl their way out of it, and they do that better than any team I think we have in the league.
It really helps that those two ultimates didn't get anything from LW Blue, right? If you were able to match that with a nano boost, you have a very different conversation. But Haksal actually going to die to a self-destruct.
Yeah, manages to get himself caught there. Counter Earth Shatter comes in, preventing a bit of damage to be paired with that Graviton Surge. LW Blue still pushing the payload, trying to at least nice hook onto Runner. And Sabe will be starting to put on that Road Dogg performance, but it's a different hog this time around.
Self-destruct just blocked off there by the shield, so Bumper's Diva not going to be terribly successful at the start of this. And
just trying to delay, you know.
What can Haksal do here? No Nano Blade. He's going to try and hack away at the tanks, but that doesn't do a whole lot if it's only the Dragon Blade all by itself.
Oh, Bumper kills Luna, which is pretty surprising, and Janice, actually. So somehow this Diva gets 2 kills on his own. And that leaves Haksal on his own to just chase people down. So they do manage to push LW Blue back.
Yeah, somehow Stitch, well, we're going to see Stitch here with another Graviton getting it up over the course of that fight. LW Blue repulsed once again by the efforts of Runaway and have to reset this up with only a Deadeye to work with. Stitch looking for it on the flank right now. Has to be very careful around that defense matrix. Yep, okay, go for it now.
Oh, I think that, yeah, did get off in time, but they had to pair that with the Earth Shatter to try to get more. Kaiser, though, going down along with Hawksall, so the follow-up not there. LW Blue wins that round, and they may be able to claim point B if the rest of the fight goes well.
Nano Boost coming through onto Stitch right now, but he actually, yep, just gets knocked down immediately. That's another ultimate there in terms of the sound barrier by Gambler that may have been a little bit overkill, but Runner gets caught out, and that'll be all the way through point B for LW Blue. A respectable 3.5 minutes left on the clock here in the Foundry phase.
Yeah. Not bad. About as much time as you could really hope for to try to take point C here on Kings Row.
Stitch on the McCree, that's an interesting swap, considering that there aren't any divers on the enemy team.
It was his third most played hero in their last match.
Yeah.
But it's still not as much as the other heroes he had played when you look at the Tracer and the Soldier. Meanwhile, Sabi will be walking in with the Nano Hog, avoiding the self-destruct. That payload's going to move, though. Just a good zoning ultimate from LW Blue to push Runaway back and get a little bit more distance on the cart.
Yeah, the problem here for Runaway is I feel like they're committing to too many zoning ultimates, self-destruct, and the Deadeye in particular.
Speaking of Deadeye, Flower pops his.
Break the shield.
Well, if they can get past the defensive matrix anyway, can't quite get around the corner in time. Sound Bearer Runaway gonna get aggressive, which is a sentence that doesn't make a lot of sense if you think about it, but it's esports. We have these kinds of sentences.
Both of those teams actually did a very good job of disengaging off of the power plays that they had with the ultimates. First off, Runaway getting around the corner, having enough charge on the defensive matrix to make it all the way around, and then LW Blue backing off immediately when they heard the sound barrier and the nano boost go down. Yeah. So they also didn't give really much charge at all onto Hawksall Zarya.
Wow, Bumper really, or rather, Echo really saved the day, but then Kaiser gets a kill on the Flower, long range. A little bit of damage that lets him finish him off with the Fire Strike.
Still a couple minutes remaining, so all is not lost for LW Blue, most particularly because they have the support ultimates. Yeah. They need to back off right now and see if they can decrease some of the charge on Hawksall Zarya, because if he lands a Graviton and Cox gets back up to the Nano Boost and Nano Boosts him, he is just going to wipe the entire team at 100 charge.
Pretty likely. Well, they managed to boot Janus forward a little bit. Nano Boost comes in, Soundbear, LW Blue wants to fight. That
Kaiser!
got blocked a little bit. Kaiser responds, though. Both Earth Shatters not doing a lot, but Flower compensates with the double kill on the Deadeye. It's a brawl both ways, though, and LW Blue may not have enough to keep pushing this. We'll see what Stitch gets with the Deadeye.
Not much. Everybody's behind the cart, and Hawksall is killed by Sabiolbi in the back line. Nice
flashbang over the shield.
I mean, there's nobody really to contest the McCree right now, so good aggressive play. So the rest of the members just try and reform around the cart. Mekko does have self-destruct, and Flower now looking for the last-minute picks on the Widowmaker, knowing that he's not going to have time to do much else.
It's been a good hold for Runaway here on point C, but that payload is still nearly there. Wow. Diva taking a nap. Do robots dream of electric sheep? No, wait, that's not how it goes. Yeah. Androids. Yeah,
that's right. Close enough, though. Close enough.
Yeah, no. Sorry, Asma. Whoa! Nice headshot onto Cox. Flower starting to make a difference here. That payload is moving, and it's nearly there. Hawksall jumps on now. They got to take turns. They got to slow the payload as much as they can. Bumper bumped away. There's the sound barrier, the self-destruct. Everyone needs to get on the other side. Janus blocks it with his shield, and Flower still looking for those big picks. Trying to find a shot onto Cox again. Doesn't do it. There's another Earth Shatter. Cox goes down to Janus. And it's the brawl. Runaway, though, losing a lot of people. LW Blue, they've nearly got it there. Only about half a meter remaining. Sound barrier, Graviton Surge, we're into overtime. Can they complete it? They can. LW Blue with 3 points in overtime.
Yeah, barely getting it there. So we'll see if they can actually stop the advance of Runaway, because it wasn't a spectacular finish to the map for LW Blue.
Yeah.
falling apart at the end. By the way, do Android stream of Electric Sheep is Philip K. Dick, not
Oh,
Asimov.
you're right. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry.
As
You're
an
right.
English major, I can't let that one go.
No, you're right. I apologize to Asimov fans and to Blade Runner fans as well. I'll hand in my nerd card now.
That's right. Take it for today, but usually you take my nerd card. Anyway, back to the match.
Had to happen.
3.5 minutes was pretty good, but again, it can be faster. And both of these teams are playing at a high level, which is why I'm nitpicking a lot on this ult economy usage. Because if you throw away one of those nano boosts like we saw in the Streets phase from LW Blue, well, you can't match nano boosts anymore with Runaway, and that presents a very big problem for you. And it's like we saw them against Kongdu Panther in their last map. It gives you 30 or 40 more seconds if you're the enemy team, right? And that's what they have to avoid. And perfect ult economy is something that becomes increasingly important the deeper in the tournament you go, as the level of the opponents are ratcheting it up. And Runaways just had better ult economy so far in this series.
Yeah. Sabe will be back on the Roadhog again as we swap sides. LW Blue on the defense. Runaway going to try to match the 3 points that LW Blue took, but it'd be quite the achievement. And how in the world do you play with your knees up like that?
We've always wondered that about Giannis.
I don't get it.
I am also confused about how he can do that.
I've seen, there's been a couple players in the history of esports that have played like that, and I've been confused by every single one of them.
Well, Flower back on the McCree. No Soldier 76 because he is anticipating, of course, the dive composition, which he is right to anticipate. Runner is playing Zenyatta. Runaway does not play Zenyatta. This is the first time.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see how he's going to do on this hero, because this is, it's a very positioning-specific hero.
And they're going single support with Cox on the Widowmaker, but...
Bumper already down. Yeah, Hawksall soon to follow. They're going to have to back away.
Oh, he got one. He actually killed Jonas. Jonas sort of weirdly moving his shield.
And that's the one pick that they might be able to chain into keeping this push going, too.
Yeah, the nice thing about that is as long as they have Discord orbs, they can really do a lot of damage with the Widowmaker and the dive composition.
Yeah, well, one thing that Lunatic High's been doing lately is putting the Discord on the back line and then letting Who Are You on Genji take advantage of that. And I feel like we're seeing something similar here from Hawksall and Runner. That's hard to do on King's Row, though, but...
That late kill against Mecca was really bad, but fortunately Kaiser is isolated behind the Reinhardt shield for LW Blue after that. But the kills keep coming in, and nobody can even contest Cox right now because Mecca was dead. So he has to just get back to the point right now, and now he's isolated away from the Widowmaker. Meanwhile, you can see on the flank there, Stitch on the Tracer running point, so the Diva can't get all the way around. It's not looking good.
We know Cox can handle the DPS role. That was his original role on this team. And they're just continuing to get the kills they need to hold the point for the moment.
Oh, man. It can't be understated how crucial that pick on Mecco was at the end. Not only because it made it a 6 versus 5.
Oh, Earthshatter comes in, Transcendence to keep everybody up. He's going to get nearly charged away. Runner just following to keep everybody healthy. Stitch gets 2 with the Pulse Bomb, actually. And that's going to definitely be enough to get this payload moving.
So that pick onto Mecco late meant that it was not only a 6v5, but it gave them time to set up the Widowmaker on the high ground. And Stitch was playing it brilliantly where you couldn't actually go through the doorway in the hotel because of the Tracer spam in the door. So basically Widowmaker was left to free fire, and with the Zenyatta orb, that is deadly. And...
well, that triple DPS, it's not something we see a lot from Runaway. It's only about 6% of their team compositions.
Yeah. And Bumper, he's switching over to that Lucio. Like, he's on the Lucio, so they're not losing a lot, but they're playing with the flexibility that Cox brings to this team, and that he showed from as you were saying, the DPS role earlier this season.
Right. Well, good job by Runner to force Flower off of the high ground. That's the one nice thing about, one of the many nice things about Zenyatta is you can go toe-to-toe with some of these DPS heroes.
Interesting. So they are going to stick with the Soldier this time around.
Here comes Hawksall. Has a Dragon Blade out. Looking for a bit more. Sound barriers have been used. Hawksall not finding any kills, but Cox on the 76 now gets Janice. And whoa, Flower flies ahead with the kill on Cox via the Deadeye. The Electric Cowboy. Oh, can't quite get the headshot onto Hawksall, though. And they really needed that. Runaway, maybe not. Runaway looks like they're pushed back anyway. And yeah, Flower just going to clean up on the McCree.
So I'm not really sold on Runaway's strategy here. is because it's Runaway playing it. Bumper now going to switch over to the Diva, and we should see Cox change.
I mean, like,
okay, he's going to switch
solo,
to Zarya. Okay.
Solo Zenyatta heal. I feel like I'm in solo queue
Well,
now.
they had Lucio too. Yeah, Bumper was on the Lucio. But the thing about it is that when you have Haksal and you're not going to play with either Ana or Zarya to help him, the value of those Dragon Blades is going to be much lower. And we saw that he wasn't being as impactful right there. And I don't think that the trade-off was necessarily worth it when he absolutely crushed LW Blue on the Genji on Lijiang. So I think this change is for the better. At least they have a Zarya bubble now.
Yeah. All right, Transcendence again as they try to fight back against the aggression. LW Blue's bringing in, and everybody's pretty healthy. Bumper gets one onto Luna. And everybody in the bookstore, which is not great for the books, but it is pretty good for Runaway right now.
And definitely backing off at the right time, too.
Oh, that mech did not get down in time.
Or didn't. That'll be the cleanup. So Runaway does lose a pretty substantial amount of time at the start of the Streets phase. May be difficult for them to push all the way through right now when LW Blue has another chance to come back here. And even though Haksal has that Dragon Blade, he has to play around the projected barrier from Bumper Zarya.
Right.
And that is, I think, going to be a tall order against maybe another Electric Cowboy here. They're looking for a quick pick with the Pulse Bomb because they are worried about this.
Well, Flower walking up with the Deadeye, just zoning again. Gonna need to worry about Stitch coming in from behind possibly. Who's been saving that Pulse Bomb. Yeah, coming in now. Whoa, meanwhile, Haksal dives in, gets in the backlines right away. Defensive sound barrier for LW Blue, and they will fight back. Haksal not finding the kills he needs, and Runaway losing this fight pretty handily.
This composition that Runaway is running is actually making Haksal much easier to control. Coming in, didn't really pick up much of anything with that Dragon Blade. Sabi will be going to reset right now. What is he going to move to Roadhog, perhaps?
Possibly. Maybe the 76?
Yeah, Roadhog.
Yeah, Roadhog, okay.
I think that makes
Sabi
sense.
will be,
You, you see them go back to the dive composition now with the Genji
Oh, hello. All right.
and the Tracer.
LW Blue here on the high ground there, getting the kills. This may be enough for point B. Runner even taking down Janice. There's a hook, though. Hey, guess who's on Roadhog now? It's Sabiel B, but guess what? He's also pretty easy to kill, apparently.
Well, the problem,
that's going to be point B.
The problem for LW Blue is they reset so late that Sabiel wasn't there by the time that Runaway just reformed on the point.
True.
So more or less that swap actually cost them point B. 2 minutes, so about a minute and a half left in Foundry compared to what we saw from LW Blue. Certainly a harder ask to push forward with this, especially with a Deadeye and a self-destruct to zone them out by time.
The duel, Stitch decides to back out, doesn't want to face that
There's that
Roadhog.
one.
Point blank. Mecco gets the kill on a runner with the self-destruct, actually.
Yeah,
It's gonna slow down things a bit.
Mecco's been getting a lot of self-destruct kills, and this is why I thought this patch was going to favor them a little bit, because Mecco's Diva play has been significantly stronger than his Zarya play, and he's getting some very important kills off of ultimates that many players can only use to zone.
LW Blue holding strong for the moment. A minute 20 left for Runaway to try to equalize and take it to the time bank round.
If you're Runaway, I think you play for 6 ults right now.
Does Flower just always have Deadeye?
Yeah.
Apparently he does. Not getting the kill, though. They give him the nano boost towards the end of it.
I don't know why they gave him the nano boost. You saved that ability. Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right, now Haksal comes in with a much more useful nano boost, gets a couple, and that payload, I think, is going to start moving pretty soon here. Well, maybe not, though. Wow, Janice comes back with 2, really kind of saving that team fight for LW Blue.
Yeah, the tank line was actually untouched by that. Haksal still has a lot of room to maneuver, so the payload is going to move. But the spawn timers should be pretty favorable here for LW Blue. They're already starting to get back to the point.
Great healing onto Mako to help him not only stop the payload a little bit, but stay alive. But there's the Earth Shatter coming in.
Well, I don't know about that pulse bomb. I don't know about that one.
Well, he was a vulnerable target. It was tempting, I guess. Runaway drops the sound barrier to try to keep the push going. Flower gets a kill into Kaiser. Meanwhile, Runaway drops that Graviton Surge. Bumper trying to get behind them for the damage. Can't quite do it. Runaway does manage to take down Luna, though. Flower trying to hold his own. Haksal taken out. LW Blue looks like they might be able to stabilize here. Maybe. Down to 4 seconds here. This is it. We're going to overtime. They got to get this payload moving.
It's going to be really hard for them to do that, though. It's like a 3 versus 5 right now.
There's
a shatter for you.
Man. It's over. OT gonna take away. They get back to it just in time, but that whole Hog. Hog's all doing what he can, but he's kind of on his own. Bumper coming in now to try to keep the push happening, but I think it's gonna be about it. Yeah, Cox, you are not gonna get in there.